These guys on stage right now will join them. We've seen victories for Robert Thornton and for Cristo Reyes, a Scotsman and a Spaniard through. Either an Englishman or an Austrian will join them. Mensur Suljovic, the top player in Austria, one of the top players in the world, taking on Justin Pipe. The force, the world number 18 from Taunton, a three-time major semi-finalist and a former winner on the European Tour. Won in Austria back in 2012, the first European Tour in its current formation, if you like. We will see the 1500th European Tour game this afternoon, since we all got going in the new format of the European Tour back in Austria in 2012. That was when Justin Pipe won it. I'm Dan Dawson in the commentary box for this one. It promises to be a drawn-out battle between these two, and to call it with me is Rod Harrington.
Yes, it's certainly not going to be a 60-yard dash. I think we're talking about a steeplechase, perhaps, or even towards the marathon. But let's not forget, although both these players are slow, let's not forget, and actually they're both top-quality players as well. You know, both got a lot of bottle, and we'll see some very interesting combinations coming from Mensur Suljovic to try and leave that 28. Where Justin, well, he just gets on with the game. But here's a horrible thought for you, Dan. If these two were ruthless dart players and they brought the tactics out and they slowed each other up, perhaps we'll set the fire alarms off to get everybody out.
It's an option. Certainly the pace of these two were talking points during the match play. When we last saw them in action, we saw Mensur Suljovic knock out the world champion Gary Anderson. Gary admitting that he just could not handle the way Mensur plays the game. And I'm pretty sure that Mensur was doing it deliberately. I know he's just one of the slower players anyway, but he was just taking a little bit of extra time, having a look at the scoreboard, have a walk to the hockey, have a walk back, jiggle his darts around a few extra times in his fingers. And it worked. So fair play to Mensur.
Yes, there's no rules against it. You can take as long as you want to get your darts out and then recoup yourself and throw them. In my eyes, it's not cheating, it's just playing the rules, and that's just the way it is. It's been around since day one of professional darts. All sorts of gamesmanship, you know, not only slowing up, you know, people have rattled their darts, and people say they stamp their feet, and then there's some people that say they get kicked. I mean, ludicrous.
Accidentally pouring the water over your opponent when you're offering them a drink at the start of a match.
I've even heard that.
Yeah.
60.
Or Justin Pipe, when we saw him at the match play, quite bafflingly, in the latter stages of his defeat, he was trailing in his first round match, and he sped up to the point where he was throwing as fast as anyone, almost. And there's a 180 for the force.
And there was a good camera angle there of how long Justin Pipe's points are in his dart. And one of the reasons why some of the players use it is because it brings the barrel back off the board the extra bit. So when the next dart comes in, you don't tend to get as much bounce away from the treble. However, sometimes it bounces in the treble.
Doesn't want another one of those.
No, I'm glad he checked. I thought, hello.
Sneaks it into the fat 14 and sets that up wonderfully. But Mensur Suljovic has a chance here. 116. Oh, he is going to get a dart. And it's at double 18. Oh, and he's just gone next door. So Justin Pipe.
Justin, you require 32.
Wonderful setup shot, not in vain. He's looking at double 16 here for an early break of throw and a 13 darter.
And it would be a great 7 darts, 8 darts, or even 9 darts. As long as he checks out in these 3, he's not worried.
Now he might be worrying a little bit.
24. Until you require 34.
Wasted. for Justin Pipe. Now 34, I would think he's going to lead. Yeah. 6 for double 14. He was 4 out of 5 on double 14 in his opening round win against Christian Surter. He loves it. He could hit this blindfolded in the dark. And he's just missed it. But he's got another dart. And he's hit it this time. Mensur Suljovic holds his throw.
But at times last night, he would have had to hit it in the dark.
Well, yes, there was always the danger.
We had the lights keep tripping last night. We had an eventful evening last night, Friday night at the darts here in Germany, Mulheim. The lights tripping out, and then the fire alarms went off. But Justin's going to be angry with himself on that. You know, he really did. You know, 180, what was it, 134 to leave the 32, and then failed to hit the 32, and it would have been a breaker throw as well.
100.
But we talk about players that love doubles. I mean, Phil Taylor, really, it doesn't matter what double you leave him. Although sometimes in his career, if there was a double that messed him up, it was the double 16 at times. Gary Anderson loves the double top. James Wade, king of the double top, and especially double 10.
55.
But Mensur Suljovic is the definite king of double 14.
Yeah, there is. If in some bizarre situation, I'm not sure when it would happen, but if somebody said you have to bet everything
60.
you own on somebody hitting double 14, there's only one man you would go for. I don't know what sadistic person would put you in this position, but if they did, just have a look at the little balletic stance of Justin Pipe. As the foot goes up.
It's getting daintier as he gets older. It used to be quite a kick at one time. Well, Mensur more straight on that, is a...
Look at that. It's no surprise that Mensur just does weird things when he throws.
100.
He looks like he's going to fall over at times.
It just shows you that on release, the dart is coming out of the hand perfect, probably 7 out of 10 times. So the body is not really having any effect on the way the dart goes.
60.
We've got Dave Chisnell coming up later today, and you know, Dave Chisnell with his snatch.
Yeah, it's not the leg that moves to Dave Chisnell, it's just the entire head sometimes. Yeah, it's the
head
neck.
and the shoulder, yeah.
He got it under control for great long periods. Towards the end of the Premier League, when he was at his smoothest, and you weren't seeing that, he was absolutely devastating. But just when things started to go awry, that's when you saw it.
Normally with any player, Dan, when they've got a little flaw in their throw, it normally always comes out in the last dart.
That's the pressure dart. And Mensur looking at 101 now. It's treble 15. Gets it, double 18 for a breaker throw and a 2-0 lead. Ooh, not far away. I think he thought it was in for a moment.
Justin, you require 67.
So Justin, to level things up, he'll look at the 17s here. Doesn't really worry the treble. That's only just sneaked into the 18. So double 16, he couldn't hit it in the first leg. And he can't hit it here either.
Until you require 18.
Yeah, still got a bit of scar tissue from that first leg with 3 clear darts at it, I think. However, the double 9 is not the easiest doubles on the dartboard, but someone like Suljovic, all the odd doubles seems to be his friend.
Yeah, well, it's not very far away from his favourite, is it?
And
it's a similar outcome as the Austrian takes a 2-0 lead.
Mensur to throw first. Game on.
Mensur, a 3-time semi-finalist on the European Tour, yet to go all the way to a final. Justin Pipe, as I say, he's won one. That was in Austria, Mensur's home country, in 2012. But he did make a final this year as well. A strange old tournament. Justin managed to find himself in the final against Michael van Gerwen, despite being nowhere near his best all weekend. He didn't average above 93.
No, he didn't, no.
But he managed to get the job done. And went home pocketing 10 grand, made things a lot less stressful for him in terms of qualifying for the bigger tournaments towards the end of the year. I mean, he has got a very real chance of getting back into the top 16 in the next couple of weeks. He's going to be here and in Austria.
100.
He's only 9 grand or so behind Raymond van Barneveld, who's already been knocked out here, of course, in the first round. So, were he to go on a bit of a run this weekend, Barney would be sweating for his place in the Grand Prix as Justin Pipe fires in his second 180 of the match. Vincent van der Voort, another man who's poised just behind Barney in the world rankings. Intriguing times over the next 2 or 3 weeks, as they all jostle for position ahead of one of the biggest tournaments of the year. That'll be at the City West in Dublin, as always.
Dublin in Dublin.
That's
one of my favourite tournaments. Well, we say that about every tournament, yeah. They're one of our favourites. But I do like, because of the extra pressure it puts on the players. I used to hate playing it. I mean, I was absolutely terrible at double. I had a job to get them out, let alone get them in. But to watch all the pros really struggle on it, it does bring them down to earth. And the local pub players can relate to that type of game, because a lot of the local leagues are double in. And it has nothing to do with the great golf courses around it and the gym and the swimming pool and all that.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with all that.
Well, Justin Pipe's giving himself a chance here.
And a superb pint of Guinness, by the way.
Well, there you go. There you go. Rod Harrington just betraying his list of priorities of what he looks for in venues of world darts tournaments. I'm
sponsored by the Irish Tourist Board now.
Yeah.
60. Justin, you require
now, Justin,
76.
to get yourself off and running, and to get yourself off and running with a break back against Mensur Suljovic. 76 he's looking at, and he's found that treble 20. So 2 clear darts at double 8. Got to find the doubles at some point, and does so. He'll be feeling a lot better about things, although there's a bit of an exasperated muttering to himself.
He could easily be 3-0 up, couldn't he? I mean, he's had darts in those first 2 legs, and he's done well to come back, because the first leg certainly upset him. You know, 3 clear darts and a double after scoring that well. It does mess your head up at times, especially when you're not really on the top of your game. But there, it's a good camera angle there of how long Justin Pipe's points are.
131.
Yeah, they've always been a long arrow and a long point with Justin. You have seen some players. I remember Adrian Lewis talking to me during the Premier League that he was using slightly longer points just for that tournament, because, as you say, when the barrel goes too close to the board, because it's been taking a lot of the point, then it can block up a lot of that treble, even with the very thin darts that these guys use nowadays, and the thin wires we have on the boards.
Well, that's a perfect example. That first dart, look how far the barrel is away. So he's a dart coming in. Sometimes, although that did hit the barrel and bounce away, but a lot of times, if you're throwing the perfect dart, it's not going to bounce away from the treble.
$140.
Winner of this one will face either Jan Dekker, who put in a superb display of finishing in his opening round win yesterday. He missed 1 dart at doubles, 6 out of 7 on them. Or Dave Chizzy Chisnell.
60.
The number 8 seed here, one of the top players in world darts. Huge scorer. And 35 years old today.
Is he?
He is.
45.
A mere boy.
A mere boy indeed. I know the PDC are running some sort of competition at the moment where you do your best Dave Chisnell impression, you can win a signed shirt from him. There you go. What a prize that is.
I don't think I'll have to go at that.
I would be delighted to see you do your best Chizzy walk-on impression, Rob. Justin Pipe. Healthy advantage in this leg.
Justin, you require 135.
Well, he's going to get 6 darts from here, Justin, to level it up. Surely he won't go for the 25. He's got to go for that 20. Well, he's gone that. He's hit the bullseye. He doesn't have to go that way.
Oh, I tell you what, it's looking good at the minute, though. Oh, phenomenal. He didn't have to go that way, but he has done, and he's done it absolutely flawlessly.
Yeah, I didn't expect Justin to go that way when he's looked at where Mensah is on 196. Notice he's got 6 darts on 135. Because sometimes, although he took it out quite beautifully, sometimes you go over that 25, you miss it and you mess around. All of a sudden you're coming back to only 1 dart at the double with your next 3. Your opponent, it's a big score. I know they're all ifs and buts, but we do see it happen quite a bit. But no problem for Justin Pipe.
43.
Gets it back to 2-all. And if he carries on playing the way he is, then he should now push on and perhaps win this game. But as I say that, you can never write this man, the gentle. Where do you think that comes from?
No idea. No idea. I've still not got to the bottom of that.
Well, look,
the gentle.
Look how far that barrel sticks away from that treble 20.
140.
They always look Justin Pipe. He's one of the few players who, I mean, they don't just go in straight, they go in below straight. And it always looks like gravity's desperately trying to drag them out of the board.
105.
But when they lay like that, you literally only got to lay the next dart on the flight. Well, that's a bad dart for Justin. Because being above it when they lay down, a bit like Phil Taylor's darts. I'm surprised he hasn't switched completely here.
60.
Yeah, he just stubbornly stayed on there, moved across the oche to try and open it up, but maybe he would have been better switching downstairs. Here's Suljovic looking at 116. Oh, good recovery.
76.
Still anyone's game here in the early stages. Suljovic winning the first 2 legs, Pipe winning the next 2. Winner to face either Chizzy or Jan Dekker.
77. Mensah, you require 40.
Well, he's going to get a couple of handfuls of darts at the tops. Underneath the 1, takes a 3-2 lead. He did have a 2-0 lead, but Pipe comes strongly back, and now Mensah has held on to the throw. And more work for Justin Pipe to be done. Now, as you can see there, really he'll stay there, but he should switch, because you can see literally, what, 30% of that treble 20 is masked.
Yeah, there's no way he could get that dart underneath it. Other players can fire it underneath, but there's no way he can.
So he's aiming at literally the left-hand side, what, half an inch, 3/4 of an inch maximum.
100.
Well, that would suggest that these two are getting into their stride. Maybe not. Nothing particularly special about those statistics. 89 plays 88. Certainly the first 9 average has a lot of room for improvement. Pipe has hit a couple of 180s. But there's been a lot of mediocre scores in there as well.
Yeah, the 180 and a couple of 140s have come in the back end of them legs as well, hasn't it? But we see Justin Pipe do this so often. I mean, you don't see James Wade have many averages over the 100, and you know he knows how to get over the line against anybody, James Wade, and keep an eye out for him this weekend because he's playing exceptionally well.
Yeah, finalist on the World Series, wasn't he?
Yeah, playing very well. Him and Sammy got married just before we went out to Australia.
Yeah, did the old photos in a magazine? Are they on magazine deal for photos?
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they did.
Did
I mean, in your heyday, were you ever featured in a magazine for anything like that?
Not the ones on the bottom shelf. Just joking, guys. Just joking.
Thank God for that.
I meant the fishing magazines.
Ah, yeah, them ones.
In the fishing magazines.
Carp Now with Rod Harrington.
I think Mensah heard me. He's having a little chuckle.
That's well. I'm reliably informed that the Gentle is the name of Mensor's pub that he owns in Vienna.
All right.
Still no idea why that's called the Gentle. I mean, all we've done is find more questions rather than answers there.
Because looking at him, if you upset him, I don't think he'd be gentle.
No, not at all. Not at all. He's absolutely brutal on a dartboard. Just ask Gary Anderson.
Well, I can't run away anymore, so I certainly ain't going to upset him. Are you?
No, not at all. Not at all.
140.
Mind you, I wouldn't upset Justin either.
No, former cage fighter.
So, in other words, they're really nice guys, both of them.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Oh,
super
yeah.
guys.
Lovely fellows. Mensor was in the practice room earlier on, practicing with his fellow Austrian, Roby John Rodriguez.
121.
And Belgium's Kim Huybrechts.
You require 138.
I think Justin just had his earplugs in, took himself away from everyone else. Does like to try and get in the zone.
39.
Oh, that's not in the zone.
No.
The breaker throw could happen here. And the one thing, they may not be scoring too well, but certainly Suljovic does not mess around on doubles too often when given the chance. Oh, as I say, that down to the double 10. Oh, he's let Justin off, and Justin's not left himself a two-darter, so he's going to have to hope that the third dart is going to be at the double, because that's the only one it can be. And he's going to go for two double tops, perhaps. No, they're going for the treble 20. Oh.
39. So you require 10.
Well, that is a. I mean, it's a lazy. It's almost a rookie error from a veteran player there. I mean, it's just not taking his time to throw it properly.
I know you're totally right, but if he comes back to the board, then the first dart of the 20, if it's up high enough, would be a perfect guide.
Yeah, it does help him, doesn't it, with how he's...
It could. Other players,
60.
it wouldn't. But with Justin, if this goes just under the... Yeah,
it's too low anyway.
Yes, it's too low, yeah, but...
Oh, dear. Well, somehow, Justin Pipe has got the job done there, but I have to say, not only was it a bit scruffy, it was... just wasn't very professional.
Well, 6 darts and a double from Suljovic. That does not happen with this guy very often. And he really is tidy when it comes to checking out and taking his chances. Perhaps a little bit the slow play is messing him up a touch. You never know.
I mentioned it early on, Justin Pipe, when he was losing to Jamie Lewis 60. In the first round of the match play, and he sped up and he was throwing, you know, it was quick and he actually improved. He wasn't playing anywhere near like he can, and he suddenly, I mean, he hit 180s. He was actually winning some legs against Jamie Lewis. He did end up losing the match. His young Welsh opponent booked his place in the second round for the first time in his career at the match play, but.
See, that's a shot we were talking about early on in the practice room with James Hubbard and a few of the boys. When someone does that, goes to that 25 early on. I mean, all right, he's left the 156, so he's thinking he may hit a straight ton. The 156 is a nice checkout, but do you know what? An extra 35 points makes that an awful lot better. The extra 35 points means that if he comes back to the board and hits a ton, he only needs one treble to have a dart at a bullseye. So if you're starting to think 6-9 darts ahead, to me that's the wrong shot.
Yeah, you can always go for the 25-hole ball later on in the leg if it's applicable.
99. And so you require 116.
116 for Mensur Suljovic to go back into the lead. Double 18.
80.
He will return.
Well, Justin was very quick to get to the board after Mensur trying them darts.
100. And so you require 36.
Yeah, he may take his time throwing them, but he doesn't mess around getting to the board and getting them out the board. He does buzz around the stage. Double 9. Decent marker. And he finds the target, and it is 4-3 to Suljovic.
85.
Yeah, Justin disgusted with that. There's not a time to go off with a bad score, especially when the first one was in good position. To lose this leg against the throw would be
100.
well, a nightmare. Good crowd in here this afternoon, packed out.
Yeah, we've got all sorts. There's an entire table in bright green. I assume that's MVG fans over there. There's certainly a few Peter Wright wigs 59 in the crowd. I think there's a young lad dressed as a giant bee. Difficult to say. Will certainly be livening up over the course of this afternoon. Max Hopp, the penultimate game of the afternoon session. The one German left in the tournament here in Mulheim. He takes on Kim Huybrechts. He's already dispatched five-time world champion Raymond van Barneveld. And if the atmosphere in here for that is anything like it was last night during the Barney game, then we're in for something special, because it was deafening in here, and there weren't even as many people in as there are now.
Well, it did have everything, that match. So Max Hopp 2-1-6-1 checkouts.
Yeah.
Barney, yeah, the crowd got on his back a little bit, but you know, that happens all over the world, and he doesn't complain when his opponents are being jeered a little bit, does he?
No.
So I'm afraid it goes for everybody. And then we had the lights go out a little bit.
97.
So yeah, just had about everything.
61.
And then the alarm went off as soon as it finished. What a night. What a night it was. Now we know 1-6-1 from Minsour Suljovic here. Justin Pipe looking at Shanghai to level the match up at 4 apiece, and he's not going to be under a great deal of pressure. It's some, but it's not as much as it could have been. Who can take this out? Now, that's all right for Justin Pipe. He can just go over the top of it.
Perfect. Hit the flight and it's in.
Ooh, he's a little bit unfortunate.
Yeah, he's just come to the right-hand side of the barrel.
43.
Well, and that's not helped him.
Yeah.
Because if he comes back, he may only get one dart on a double.
And he should have been guaranteed 2 with an extra 17 points there.
Well, you know, he's going for the treble and he's missed the 20 altogether. And we say don't miss the big numbers, and certainly that miss could cause, I think in English translated that means I have missed.
Yeah, I really could have done with hitting 60. That little red bit. Is probably what he's just said. 77 for Justin Pipe. Can he clear things up after making a bit of a mess of it in his previous visit? Well, interesting, but effective.
Very effective.
The old double 14, eh? The mirrored Minsour.
Game on.
Same double, different side of the board.
And we knew this was going to go at least 10 legs. We had that marked on the card from the start.
Well, both tough competitors, both, you know, in the top 32. Justin was a fixture in the top 16 for a while. It's just dipped out of that.
Well, he was actually pushing top 8 at one time.
He was, yeah. I mean, he was genuinely talking about, you know, being, I say Premier League, putting himself in contention for the Premier League, and then putting himself in contention for Barry Hearn changing the rules and not including him.
100.
He joked about himself.
Well, we know that wouldn't have happened.
Now, even though that's in, it's not in the part of the bed that he wants it to be.
No.
And you can see there.
That's exactly why.
99.
It was nice of Mentor to be sporting his PDC Players Pass little badge there on his left arm.
We didn't want to get chucked out.
100.
Justin has got a... He's not really done anything against the throw. That first leg, when he had 3 darts and a double, it's kind of set the tone for the whole game. And he's making it extremely hard for himself to try and break the throw, Suljovic.
Yeah, he looked. It was a bit like Brendan Dolan earlier on. Brendan Dolan, he put together a couple of really good legs. 14 darter and a 12 darter, including a 1-2-4 check out on the ball. And after a bit of a slow start, Cristo Reyes managed to get the job done against him and knock him out 6-4. Justin Pipe put a couple of good legs together, and he had that 1-3-5 check out, which he took out superbly. And he thought, well, maybe he's finally settled into this one, but he's not led at any point in this match.
No, and perhaps again, like Robert Thornton, Robert Thornton won. It weren't a vintage Thornton. Perhaps it is down to match practice. I mean, like I say, how long ago was the match played? 5, 6 weeks ago?
And these unseeded players, I mean, we've said it before, they've had experience on this stage. They've played one game on there, and after such a big break, maybe that's even more important at this particular tournament.
I think so.
94.
Having said that, Mensah at the minute is looking at going 5-4 up and winning the leg of the last 16. He's still only averaging 86. He came to this tournament last year, averaged 104 and got beaten the first round by Willie O'Connor. So it's just about doing the right thing at the right time. And right now he needs double 8. And doesn't get it. So maybe this is the chance Justin Pipe has been looking for. He hasn't led at all in this game. Not by a full leg, at least.
However, what a time to lead. Oh, that was so close. Now he's going 20 for double 18. It's close to double top now. What a dart this is for Justin Pipe. Oh, and to be quite honest, that's an inch and a half away from where he's aiming.
Yeah.
And he's aiming for the middle of the double 18 there.
Yeah, frustration for Justin Pipe. It's left him on Mensah. So Mensah would quite like to swap scores with Justin right now. But double 80 once. Oh, now then. Oh, he slides it in last arm. Does the funky chicken. Family arms for Mensah Suljovic, and he's one leg away from the place in the last 16.
Well, you can see Justin just looking at the floor. All he wanted to hear was no score or a score and not game shot. And, you know, you can hear everyone's done it. You hear the first one, thud, hit the board and no noise. The second one hits the board, no noise. And the third one, you're going, please, 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 and all of a sudden it's game shot. And then it just drains from you because you're thinking, oh, give me a bit of luck.
Yeah, last dart in hand. It's the hardest one to hit the double with, but it does really hurt your opponent sometimes.
97.
Are we going all the way to a deciding leg in this one? Mensah Suljovic will be hoping to wrap it up in this one. Just a ton. Looks good for Mensah. That looks very good. Now, not the easiest bed to find. I think that's why he's switching.
139.
And that gets him down to a finish. But Justin Pipe knows, oh, wow, this would be, what a time for a 180 this would be. Leave himself tops.
Well, he's got to stay there. It doesn't matter what those darts are doing. He's had to stay on the 20s to leave the Shanghai. By going for a 19 or an 18 or a 17 just means his third dart would have been a bullseye and not a double top. Well, it looks like it's make or break now for Justin Pipe. He has taken this out so many times in his career. None more important than this, perhaps.
Tops he needs. 100. And it's low, and it might be the last dart he throws in the European Darts Trophy, because Mensah Suljovic has 3 darts in his hand and he's looking at double 10, and he's going to have a little drink and he's going to have a little wander around. He will not be rushed. They're not particularly rapid Viennese.
Thank you.
Justin being made to wait. A slow, slow death for the man from Taunton. Or is it?
No score.
No, it isn't. Not yet at
Justin,
all.
you
2
require
darts missed for the
20.
match. By Mensur Suljovic busting his score, and that means Justin Pipe can take us all the way to an 11th and deciding leg. That's awkward for him.
15.
And that is a mile
Mensur, you
in
require
dart terms.
20.
He should have had 3 match darts, Mensur. He busted his score with his second in the previous visit.
Well, Justin's taken his earplugs out, put his darts away. He thinks that Mensur will not miss this. Wow.
No score.
Wow. He has got to get his darts out of his pocket.
Justin, you require 5.
Now this is where you just got to get the heart rate, slow down, don't miss the one. He's rushing about a bit now, Justin, and he's still in the game.
That's exactly what he did in the match play. He just sped up. I mean, that was just a stroll to the board and chuck it as if it didn't matter. Now, at the match play, I thought, well, things weren't working for him, things weren't going right. Maybe it's just a tactic. He can try and either confuse his opponent or just something to get himself going. That, to me, smacked of a man who just didn't really care and wasn't putting the effort in. I may be wrong. I mean, look, he's gone back to his normal throw now.
Well, sometimes it works. It takes away a little bit of the frustration and the anger. Look at this! Justin Pipe is back from the dead.
This game baffles me at times. It is brilliant.
100.
Mensur Suljovic bust his score, needing 20. He then returned to the board and bust his score again. Justin Pipe, seemingly not bothered, casually chucks in the dart to level the match and take us to a deciding leg, and has scored 280 points with his first 2 visits to the board.
Well, advantage Justin Pipe now. I mean, he's never been in the lead in this game. Not thrown great darts. Well, neither player have played up to the standard that we're used to it from him. But now on the verge.
57.
Well, that doesn't. Yeah, that does not help. Suljovic wants at least 1 treble. Look, Justin may get 6 darts in that 164. Oh, that's the result for Justin.
Justin, you require 164.
Justin Pipe looking at 164. What? Surely not. Surely not. To finish, well, it would have been an incredible finish to a frankly bonkers game of darts we've seen here. It could yet be a grandstand finish from the Austrian. 141 he needs. He has the first dart. Misses with the second, so Justin Pipe should get
89.
a match dart here. He survived, well, 3 technically, but
Justin,
really it should have been
80.
6 from Mensur Suljovic. He busted his score twice in consecutive visits. Pipe now has 2 match darts. Double 10 he needs, last dart in hand. Justin Pipe back from the dead. A complete, a remarkable victory against Mensur Suljovic. It went all the way to a deciding leg. It shouldn't have done. But Mensur Suljovic blows his chances in the 10th leg, and Justin Pipe somehow finds himself in the last 16. Mensur gets a kiss, but it is scant consolation. And the world number 18, he will take on either Jan Decker or Dave Chisnell in the next round. And maybe it's those little bits of fortune that can really prove to yourself it's your weekend for something special. Justin Pipe, winner of our first European Tour in this iteration. Could it be another one?
Justin, honestly, it was a long match. No, it was a difficult one. Meant to have match darts, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just really wanted to win today because a family friend lost his 8-year-old son today, the other day, and I just wanted to do it for James. Maybe I thought about that too much, but you know, I got it done, stumbled over the finish line and got it done. But yeah, it's hard. You know, we've had quite a few weeks off as well, and that makes it difficult.
But now you're in the tournament. Now you had this match you had to play, and we see you tomorrow again. Thank you. Thank you, Justin. Justin Pipe.